media, really. And it's happened to some of the best of us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, listen intently. Let's hark back.
Hello there. Many thanks for joining us here for another edition of Moment Tonight. Now, tonight, we're going to talk about a young Ghanaian-born computational mathematician. He is an applied scientist, engineer, physicist, and computer scientist. He is best known for cryptography and modern computing. He was born surrounded by books. His father, a great professor of mathematics, laid a legacy for him. He started his school program at a very early stage and was trained equally both under the Francophone and Anglophone disciplines, a credit to his educational versatility. He attended the Adisadel College in Cape Coast, Ghana, where he obtained his high school diploma certificate. He holds a Master's of Science degree in computer science in a related field which involves the study of programming and computer engineering. He also holds several professional information technology certifications from the computer technology industry. His scholarly activities include research in artificial intelligence, publications in professional and refereed journals, and presentations at international conferences. His areas of research range from designing algorithms to robotics planning and coordination to exploring the role of technology in education in developing communities. His professional interests include managing aerospace, computing, engineering, robotics, project management, mechatronics, automated reasoning, computational complexity, and capacity building in Africa. He is an internet governance ambassador and information security specialist known to be a resource person for the development of the national cybersecurity policy and strategy in Africa. Now, in 2009, he was appointed as the chair of the African Computer Scientists Association, also known as AXA Africa. The Inter-System Corporation, a global provider of advanced technologies for breakthrough applications, announced him as a winner of the African Computer Science Students Programming Competition at the AU Annual Global Summit 2010 General Conference at Addis Ababa in Ethiopia in April 7, 2010. Now, the annual award recognizes outstanding student programmers on the continent who develop innovative applications. Tonight, on Moment Tonight, we present to you Foster Atamensa, a computer scientist. Foster, thank you very much.
Thank you
for accepting our invitation to be here on Moment Tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, and indeed, I've never given such a long introduction to any of the programs we've been hosting here. I mean, it's for such a young man like you, and for the things that I have just been telling our viewers about you, it's amazing. And I'm tempted to ask you the question where the journey started, but I'll reserve that for now, and then begin with as parts when we're having our conversation behind the scenes. You speak more than one language.
Oh yeah.
How many languages do you speak?
Okay, I speak French, and I have a fluency in French and speaking French, and also other languages like Portuguese and German and and Russian. But I speak it with on surface, you understand. But I have the fluency in French.
We embark on great researches around the world, discover great people who are making tomorrow's world a better place. And we found one best and great leadership of our landscape, Ghana and Africa. Professor Ebenezer Udro-Owusu, he has a mission to achieve for humanity.
It behooves on us at the University of Ghana, where we would call the home of Mr. Kofi Annan. Because this is the only institution where Mr. Kofi Annan worked as a Ghanaian, as an African, truly leading this great university to greater heights. If that is the case, then we have an obligation. If this country is to grow, then we must make sure that our democracy also matures. So we're looking at a democracy that is youth-centered, but that is also bordered on decency. And when I talk about decency, I talk about language. The language of democracy is extremely important. You don't build democracy based on insults. You build democracy based on courtesies and respect for one another.
My name is Ebenezer Smith.
Okay.
I'm from Ketekrachi.
That's where you get your Krachi powers. Some say that you were challenged or you were inspired by Chef Filer. Is that true?
Hidabasi is an inspiration to me.
Okay.
I don't know when any other person submitted the application, but my first application was submitted on June 2nd, 2023.
Okay.
And it was not approved. Then I submitted the second one, November. Usually it takes 12 to 13 weeks for Guinness World Record to get back to you after you apply with the individual application. They also have a premium one which you get it in the next 3 days. That one is not for individuals, for organizations. So that's it.
You're sure that you follow through the rules? You're sure?
We did.
And you are very hopeful that you're bringing it home to Ghana.
We will.
You will?
Yeah, we will.
I like your confidence. But Chef, are you very confident that, I mean, in spite of all the failures, you will sail through?
Very, very confident, and then the Ghanaians should watch out for victory.
I am incredibly humbled and honored to stand before you today as the Guinness World Record holder. Cooking for 802 hours, 25 seconds. Cooking has always been a very true passion, my calling, and to be recognized as a global scale of my abilities is truly a dream come true. I have spent countless hours in the kitchen, intense pressure, daring sleepless nights, and days filled with uncertainty and doubt. But through it all, there was a glimmer of hope that kept me going. I believe that this dream was within reach, and by virtue of faith, I can proudly say that all that hard work has paid off by God's grace. To the judges of Guinness World Records, thank you for recognizing my accomplishment and giving me this incredible platform to share the heart and soul I put into every dish and every time spent in making them. We did our best to follow the guidelines and pushed our craft for excellence, the excellence we are celebrating today. I am deeply honored and humbled by this achievement. I am Millennium Chef Smith, Guinness World Record holder for the longest cooking marathon.
All right. So yeah, we had to do a quick deal. Anyway, Ibrahim Al-Hassan is with us. Etonam is also with us. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this whole, I don't know what to call it, search for recognition, right?
Yeah.
I don't know whether to call it a craze or it's a thing now. What's pushing people in this direction like this? Because, I mean, and for what we shared, there are instances when somebody will be introduced to you as a, good guest, good profile, big profile to host. My brother Movement Zone was a case of the profile and the detail not being accurate. So checking and cross-checking, if it did happen well, it would not have happened. We would not have seen the gaffe of this magnitude. Then to Chef Smith, there was also Dr. Yuen, who got everybody, almost every big boy you can imagine in town, falling for the gold flask. Some also had horses too in the process. Yeah, horses, golden statue horses. I mean, we can go through the list of those who got it, but to the point, why are people either chasing recognition or being hoodwinked? What's going on? IB, let me pick your thoughts on this first.
Well, so for Dr. Yuen's list, the second clip you heard after the Moomin's epic introduction.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to talk about the Moomin's epic introduction. yes, we'll blame the producers, and it's safe to blame the producer because you're supposed to check, cross-check, and check again.
Yeah.
Especially with an establishment like the broadcaster of the nation, GBC, that ought to be
This
done.
was GTV, in fact.
Yeah. But then the man had done the settings, and this is what we call settings. The settings had been done perfectly that. I'm sure Foster Atamensa handed over this profile to the production team.
Yeah.
That this is me. And he had meticulously been able to crop himself into some capsules of NASA out of space.
That he had been there.
But then Photoshop was not that common.
Oh,
So
which year
it
was this one? This was
10 years ago.
Oh, okay. This was 2014.
Yes.
Okay.
10 years ago. And so we can cut them some slack, right? Nonetheless, it happened. And you could tell from the voice of Mumin that the red flags were there. First of all, he said, this is the longest introduction I've had to do for any of my guests, right? And the guy said he had a diploma of high school. And that was read. There's nothing like diploma from a high school. And he said, crypto what? Oh, there's something. I had paid attention. That's not even a word. That's not even a word. So,
Cryptographer. Well, you have been designing cryptos.
so that's the level people can go by way of settings, right?
Yeah.
So, though it's unpardonable, we have to laugh over some of these things.
Yeah.
Now, when he started speaking, that's another big red flag. No, that one's not a flag. That would be like, what, 70 years club. Painted in red.
Yeah.
Because he said he speaks German. Who speaks German? German is not a language. So, and then we come to Dr. UN.
Yeah.
So that list, that's a very enviable list,
It's an
right?
epic list.
Yes. Me, Sarkodie won't go to me. I had a show.
He had to tell them to hold on.
Yes, he was going for an
award.
award.
Yeah.
But you see, I think what they did the trick was the UN.
Yeah.
And you know, we had our son, late Kofi Annan, right?
You know, I was telling a friend yesterday that whole Dr. Yuri episode there, nothing kills me than when he was arrested.
Yes.
And he said it was in between the two bars.
Yes.
And he was smiling.
Yeah.
I'm like,
for the cameras.
so this guy has got all of us.
Yeah.
All of us on a
Yes.
tailspin.
Yes. And he got chiefs scammed. You just heard from the vice chancellor of my university. I think he overstayed his welcome. After this episode, Dr. Odro shouldn't have been vice chancellor for University of Ghana. They organized a ceremony. Presented to, and you heard him talking about democracy, good governance, and what have you. He was not done. Speaker of Parliament. You guys are thinking Seth Smith has surpassed everybody. No. Dr. UN is the thing. Dr. UN he got Bagbin, Alban Bagbin, to host a plate, restaurant plate. Oh, come on, your Ghana Health Minister. You got him. After it's all said and done, then we realized that he himself was not correct like that. Let's put that. Let's put it out that one aside. And then, of
Chef
course,
now.
Chef Smith. I think the people who, and I was engaging the lady who organized the media, Tish, our former colleague. She had no idea whatsoever that these were settings. And then invited prominent media houses, including ourselves. Went there. And imagine this. Somebody telling you that I have won an award and shows you evidence that on the face value, what critical look can you take at this plaque that has been given to you? And then tells you this. The story is then done. The unfortunate thing is, instead of the media houses attributing
To the
that
gentleman.
Chef Smith claims that, or Chef Smith says he's been declared winner of the Kukaton challenge. Because we saw evidence, we placed value judgment on the evidence.
Evidence that we could
not verify. We did not verify. We placed value judgment on evidence, and we said he's the latest winner of that particular challenge.
Yeah.
And then netizens started digging.
Checking.
Yes, they started checking. And we equally wrote to the Guinness World Record. And the verdict is that they are not even aware of his contest in the first place.
Yeah.
To me, that's what is at the heart of this conversation. You cannot claim that somebody sent you an email to deceive you that you had won because you didn't even contest.
You didn't file anything.
That's the
You
point.
didn't even
How
notify
can
them
you
that
win
did
something
this.
you didn't vie for? So, first of all, the one who organized the media was scammed. Media houses scammed. The hotel where he held the program, scammed. And after it's all said and done, apparently where he even held the challenge, there's a debt there that he ought to pay. He's not paid that debt, and he was arrested same day.
Not the basis for the arrest.
Yes, that was the basis for the arrest. He was arrested by Nana Boro because I'm told the place belongs to Nana Boro's sister, and what have you. See,
Nana Boro.
yes,
Yeah.
And the gentleman went to borrow the place.
yes,
And
he
he
borrowed
didn't
and
pay.
owes.
He didn't pay.
Boy.
Yes.
Double, or
Yes.
Is this double or triple
Yes.
entendre?
And Nana Boro
Anyway.
just came and said, "Aha, you do, aha, you do." So I think it's a quest for validation. One, two. Sometimes too, it's a psychological thing, honestly, because from Dr. UN's episode, we could tell that he was not well, but we all missed that.
But how did we all miss that?
That's the point.
Anyway.
You see, it's also because we were in a hurry for validation. Imagine Sarko there, UN, like
Yeah.
he's won an award from a UN.
Yeah.
That's
And you know the night of the nights that Dr. Ewan held his awards.
Yeah.
Ghana Music Awards was going
Same
on.
night.
Same night.
That's when he said, "Hold on, Meba."
G Black Sarkodie missed that
Wow.
to go to Dr. Ewan's awards because they rated
But
that
see, Dr.
above.
But you see, Dr. Ewan's event was at where? Was that Kempinski? I think.
Yes.
Kempinski, yes.
Big event. Almost
Yes.
everybody you could
Yes.
imagine was
Yes.
there.
So imagine how he managed to scam sponsors as well.
Exactly.
Because that doesn't come cheap.
Of course.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
So you're right. It's about validation
Exactly.
and placing value judgment
Yep.
on which one is bigger.
Yep.
UN is inviting me to Ghana Music Awards.
Exactly.
Like how?
Yep.
And here we are.
Absolutely. And you have to hand it to people who are able to do that because
Yeah.
I want to believe that it takes a certain level of confidence and to believe that you can
pull this
something
off.
like that off.
Yeah.
It's not ordinary.
And they did it.
It is not ordinary. You have to hand it to the man. It cannot be ordinary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To actually think up something like this
Yes.
and get people,
buy into it.
relevant people,
Yeah.
to buy into it,
Yeah.
to attend it. Because these days, even when people of a certain caliber will put up something, or somebody's having a seminar or this,
Yeah.
it takes something to get the likes of Sarkodie to attend.
To attend, yes.
They won't come.
Yes.
They will never come.
Yeah.
So to get all these people to come under one roof for a scam, listen, you have
Legendary.
to hand it to the man.
Yes.
He definitely did something right.
Okay.
Like as much as all of it was a scam,
Yes.
it had to take something to pull this off.
Okay, so
and
guys-
that is not ordinary.
So
at
guys-
all.
At this rate, I've got to ask them.
Yeah.
I haven't heard you yet.
No, but you know what?
Yeah.
Of all these people, for me though, I think the person that tops it is neither Dr. Ewan or the chef. It is the Takrady pregnant woman. She still
Okay.
tops it for me. Like,
That's a good one.
she's still my person.
That's a good one.
No, seriously.
Yes.
She's
Remind
still
us
my
of the case,
person.
for those
Yes.
who may
So
have
the
forgotten.
Takrady pregnant woman claimed that she had been kidnapped.
Yeah.
That's how we all got to
Yeah.
know about her
Yeah.
and the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently she was a pregnant woman who was kidnapped.
Yeah.
And the whole country took interest because, oh my God, how is that even possible? So now conversations started happening. Her husband got involved, this and that, this and that. A couple of days down the line, she had been found.
Yeah.
She's not pregnant.
Yeah.
So we were thinking, oh my God, did somebody take the baby
Baby
out of
boy,
her?
yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
examination was conducted, she was never pregnant. She was never kidnapped.
Yeah.
And the whole time she was pregnant with the big belly, she lived with her husband
Yes.
for over 7 months.
Yes.
And this man claimed that the woman kept telling him that, you know, because they had been trying for a baby,
Yeah.
she came into the marriage
Yeah.
with a
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
But the both of them wanted a baby so badly.
bad.
So the husband says that, you know, the woman says, the doctor says, pregnancy is really fragile. Don't
Yeah.
touch me. Don't
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
So, and then she said she was ashamed of how her body looked when she was pregnant. So she never undressed in
Yeah.
front of him.
Yeah.
And anytime he would see her, she's like put together
Yeah.
with the belly.
Yeah.
He never touched it, none of that. And let me tell you, you cannot tell me that is not it.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
trust me.
I agree.
You live with a man for 7 months and get away with fooling him with pregnancy.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody can convince me otherwise. That is it. That for
I
me.
agree.
For me, that is it.
And
oh.
you had an idea of
Yeah.
saying that the pregnancy has been terminated one way or the other by faking your own kidnapping.
I remember we did that story.
We did that
Yeah.
extensively.
Yes.
Extensively.
So for me,
I
that
agree.
is it. Because you see, the thing about Dr. Ewan and the chef is it's like a distant thing. They thought it up in their heads, run with it. And I'm sure next man, the next person, the very next person to them didn't know this. I'm
Yes.
sure the chef's assistant and all the people involved didn't know they were all being scammed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But with the pregnant woman, like, this is a man right next to you. This is my husband.
Yeah.
I lay in bed with.
Yeah.
And for 7 months, he couldn't detect that all of this
It's a lie.
was not a pregnancy. Like, listen,
Yeah.
So
nobody
what?
can convince
She
me
didn't bring a
otherwise.
pregnancy evidence that she was
nothing.
pregnant.
Nobody can
They
convince
followed up
me
to the hospital. The
otherwise.
hospital said she never came there
Yes.
for any antenatal
Trust me,
checks.
like to
No,
me,
there are a lot
to
of
me,
questions to ask this husband.
like,
Oh, no.
Because every
Yeah.
average husband will see through this.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that is the reason why I feel like this woman, she definitely
Legendary.
Yeah.
Okay.
legendary.
But
Yeah.
see, okay. But
But by way of body
What-
count, is Dr. UN.
By way of body count, though. By way of body count, that I agree.
Okay.
That
That's
I
enough.
agree.
that's enough. Let's hear you on this one.
They said so much. I don't even know what to say.
Where to start?
But for me, are we just being dumb, the country? Because you can't tell me all of this is happening, especially for this. This one, I don't even think, for the Takrade woman, I don't think she's smart. I think her husband is not
Too smart.
Yeah, too smart.
He's dumb.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want to say.
He's
It's a very
dumb.
nice
And
one.
That's what I want to say because, and it's also because after the whole Dr. UN incident, we still interview him. You still.
Oh, yeah,
see
he's
him
still all
going
over the
to
place, yes.
Media houses and all of that. So I think we are encouraging it. In as much as we want to disassociate and make them look like they're smart because they got a lot of people, scammed and all of that. Are they really smart or are we just playing dumb? Because at the end of the day, media houses, we're supposed to be giving out information. We're supposed to be doing ABC.
Yeah.
We don't do that. Something like this happens and we want to make it look as if these unwell people are the ones that are smart. They are not the ones that are smart.
We
need to-
have
and
not
a
been
lot of
smart.
We are
our
gullible, yeah?
institutions and our high-profile personalities have, in quotes, become cheap. Because how on earth do you go to a media house, you present a certain certificate, no one is cross-checked. I didn't even hear of him. I didn't even see the interview with Lily till the whole thing happened.
Yeah.
So he got the chance to be interviewed on a morning show by Lily and then goes ahead to do. I didn't even see his whole thing, what he was cooking.
That was
Didn't
after
even
his
hear
challenge. So immediately after his
everything.
challenge, before he presented his stuff to Guinness World Record for validation.
Yeah.
Obviously, in fact, we were accusing ourselves of not paying attention to him.
But
Yeah.
why
And
was
that
he-
we gave Afua Santua all the mileage, we went all the way to
Yeah.
Tamale
Yeah.
to
For Chef
cheer
Fala.
on Chef Fala.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
So then, obviously, we engage him. Let's hear
Yeah.
from him. The challenge is not about the engagement. The challenge is about what he just did 3 days ago.
Why
Telling
was
all of
he
us that
so
he's won.
bold, though? Why are people being so bold in the country to be pulling off pranks like this? This is not a prefu you do to your child or your spouse or something. You get media houses, you get the Speaker of Parliament, you get all of that. I think something is wrong somewhere. And though I can agree that it's maybe validation and all of that, we should also be a bit serious. I think I said here one day on the trends that this whole Guinness World Record thing is becoming too cheap. The whole essence of it is to feel very good that you've been able to achieve something this big, because you need to send an email, they need to verify, you need to have a timer, you need to have this. It involves so much, but all of a sudden, everyone was doing sing-a-thon, cook-a-thon, write-a-thon,
Kibabathon,
read-a-thon,
we
walk-a-thon.
were cheapening the entire thing, and we're just here in the country, oh, this thing there, we'll be tired of it. We're just playing with it.
Yeah.
And now something like this has happened and we want to exclude ourselves. For me, I feel like if right from the beginning we had called to, we had brought to a stop all this people who just used to just come up and just do anything. Look at Hilda Bass. Even afterwards, it took quite a while before she even received a mail that, and all of that. And there was a possibility that she would not have even been confirmed as, the record. All of that was there. And then, yet we are here. Someone organizes something, shows us a certificate. Now, I saw on someone's status at the time when we had not confirmed that it was a scam. And the person was already calling to question the way the certificate looked, because it was online and everything. So I think that was when everyone
officially
decided,
amazing.
Officially amazing.
So
Oh, my God.
Hey, then I started asking questions, and you have the other side to where if people start asking too many questions, it's like you're not being supportive of our own.
Yeah.
Pull him down.
We're so negative.
Yeah.
What is it? If it was a Nigerian, we would have done this. But Nigeria, if he had done this in Nigeria, my goodness gracious, I don't, I really don't know. I think the attack would be more, because even here, there's still. Everyone is just surprised that we've been scammed, but we should have been angrier, I think, about the whole thing. Because why do you do this? How do you even think I could get away with it? I mean, my own is, we would have verified one way or the other. Or Guinness World Record would have seen it.
And
And
giving
would have
clarity,
come- Exactly. So why did you think you could do it? How did you even think you could do it in the first place? It's very shocking to me. It's very, very shocking to me. Very
He didn't
shocking.
only think he could do it, he actually did it.
I thought he could get away with it. Like, I thought he could get away with it.
And I think that, especially for the chef, the thing for me that makes me worry about his state of mind is the fact that he decided to hold a press, call the press.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like,
Press conference.
Yes.
like I feel like
Take
there's-
A4 sheet,
there's,
print the certificate.
there's a lot wrong.
Yeah,
There's a lot wrong with that whole situation
Arrangement,
for me, because if I want to lie, right, about something I haven't achieved, but if I want to lie, I've achieved it. I'll probably go to my hometown. I'll go to Abra in the central region and lie to my cousins and my aunties, and they will buy it.
No cameras.
No cameras, and nobody, ask me questions. But to call the press, like of all the people you decided to lie to, right? You decided to call the press. So two things for me is either I don't know if he thought he was going to get away with this, or he was testing. I really don't know the thought process behind that situation. And that really disturbs me. It really disturbs me, because I'm thinking, like, what was going through his mind? Because you don't want to lie to anybody. The press is definitely not.
Could it also be that, nowadays people do a lot of things to be popular, to be famous, so you
I was coming around to that the matter of the things or the people we quickly call celebrities. And the thirst people have now of being seen, being recognized, being known for something, right? It's almost like an addictive line.
Because even if you arrest me, even if I go to prison, everyone will know that I pulled off something like this. When I come out, I'll be a big... And it's sad to say, but there are also certain brands that would rather go for people with names than people with substance. And so even at the end of the day, if I can pull something like this off, I can scam people, I can do whatever. If I come and I have the numbers and I can promote your brand and I can do ABC, I mean, it's worth the sacrifice. It's worth being called out for, it's worth being chastised, it's worth all of that. So we also have to look at the kind of people we call celebrities. Someone just does something on TikTok, it blows. Someone just does
trend, you're famous.
Yes,
I
exactly.
see, there should be a difference between, he's become popular for this,
Exactly.
or this is a celebrity. What are we celebrating? I think those two things have to be separated now. Who is popular? What's your claim to fame?
But that conversation, too little, too late.
No.
Oh, yes.
I disagree, Natalia,
yes.
because the skills
Too
are
little,
just
too
about to
late,
go higher.
because
The skills were
seriously,
definitely about to go higher.
Yes, but seriously, in Ghana, all you need really is to, let's not go back to what's the name of this girl? Oh my goodness, who Rashida
Black Beauty.
and all these people. Let's not
Yeah.
even go back there because the thing about Ghana and how we hail people and bring them all the way up, really, it doesn't have to be anything. You don't have to have, you don't need to have done anything important or relevant or nothing, really. It can be as ridiculous as they come and they will hail you. So that conversation of trying to now break it down to who or why are we celebrating this and that, I don't think.
But we must have that now.
Yes, but will it
We
make
must.
will it make any difference though?
It should.
It will not.
It should.
I beg to differ. I don't think it will make any difference
I think
because
for everybody,
the regular
we should-
Ghanaian,
we should
the
think
regular
about this
Joe
again.
on the street,
Yeah.
right, doesn't really care. All they need is something fascinating. And these days, TikTok, oh my God, listen, they will raise you up in a split second.
Yeah.
All they need is something ridiculous or something that's funny or something that's nothing. Just recently, there was a girl who's just eating a lot of food. And she became
She's
such a
celebrity,
craze.
yeah.
Yes.
Sensation.
And now, guess what? Brands are signing her.
Wow, just to eat their food.
Yes.
To promote their product.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Francis, you can't tell me that
Yeah.
we are about to, that conversation, too little, too late.
Yeah.
We are a country that will pick up anything at any time.
We are that fickle.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Nobody
Why
can
wouldn't someone
convince
think
me.
They can pull something
Yes,
like this off and
nobody
get
can
away with
convince
it?
me otherwise because, and now, back in the day, I know that, a lot of brands don't want to even associate with people who have scandals or people who are associated with certain things. These days, they actually jump on the people with the
Yes,
scandals because of the numbers. Nobody cares anymore. It's not about nothing no more. There's no morality, there's nothing. All you need really is to have the numbers,
Yeah.
right?
You have the
And
numbers, you're good.
You're good. And the people who are actually doing the good things, like, things that you would consider, okay, these are things that children can look up to and all.
yeah.
Nobody is minding you.
I'll ask you
Because
this.
Nobody is minding
Are
you.
you comfortable, based on all that you said, are you comfortable when you're called a celebrity?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. You should see me when
Ibrahim,
I'm.
same question to you. That if you're called a celebrity today, is it like a comfortable tag that you carry? Considering all that we know about how people are called celebrities overnight.
Okay, so if Natalia is called a celebrity,
Yes.
Celebrity is because of what she does.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And legitimately so. So she does nothing that will connote negativity,
Yeah.
that will close the eyes of our children that don't look to her. That's the point I'm making.
Yes.
So if I'm called a celebrity today, and it's because of, say, what I do on Morning Star,
Yeah.
and that's the definition, that's the space within which, why not?
Fair and granted.
But the point is, you will not be called because you do the normal things.
Yeah.
It is those who do the abnormal things
Who are celebrated.
They
Me,
will
I
be
don't
too
even
quick
like
to call
that.
them.
You should
Yeah.
see me when I'm roaming inside Dome Market.
Yeah.
I'm quite
Yeah.
popular in
Yeah.
Dome Market.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Because that's where I do my shopping. And
That's good.
I like buying my own things because I want to see what I'm buying.
Yeah.
In the markets, they're me in Suma, I'll go by myself. And when I'm doing those things, like, when you're called those things, right? It takes away from you.
Yes.
Because people expect that. You see
You
how I'm
don't go
sitting
to the
here.
market, yeah.
People expect that if I'm going to the market, I should look this way.
Yeah.
But no.
No.
If I tie my scarf and wear my jogging bottoms and a top and my chalote and I'm in Dome Markets buying this and that, I don't even want anybody to know that this is me.
you. Yeah. Wow.
Like it's an ordinary day for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing my ordinary
Yeah.
stuff.
But the thing is that we don't actually differentiate that in Ghana. We are not going to see. We know Natalia does so we'll call her celebrity, and we'll call the other person also showing themselves a celebrity. It's the same thing.
It's
So
the
I
same
think we
thing.
actually have to just get comfortable with it. Because
yeah.
at the end of the
Unfortunately-
day, we don't
Yeah.
differentiate.
Yeah.
it.
And
It's one
finally,
and the
finally
same
on
thing.
Chef Smith, I think the truth also got to him. You know, on social media, people have started asking, "Oh, how far? Your own has taken too long." Compared to how long it took him, the Abasi to hear from Guinness World Record. How about you? Then I'll create my own.
That's a problem. That is a problem. Anyway, Atana, quickly tell us what's on the trend before we
We
call it a
discussed
morning.
what is in the trend.
It's all
Dr.
done.
UN,
Yeah.
Nana Boro, Chef Smith,
Yeah.
Guinness World Record, and
All
of
in
course.
Okay, so that will be it. Thank you, Natalia. And Natalia takes over after the news update at 10 with Mid-Morning Goodness on the Zone right here on Star 103.5 FM. That should do it for us here on the Morning Star. There's a lot to be said about what you want to achieve and what you're called.